Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the presentation this morning on how to choose a market and time frame that is right for you. My name is Gail Mercer, and I'm going to be your hostess for today. And before we get started, I would like everyone to briefly read over the Nadex risk disclaimer. And basically, it's for your protection as well as ours. And if you're going to be trading, you have to realize there is risk involved, even when you're trading binary options and spreads. Okay, so as I said, my name is Gail Mercer. I'm the founder of Traders Help Desk, and I've been trading for over 15 years now. I actually started out with a company that programmed indicators and just fell in love with the price bar. I do specialize in price action, volume analysis, and divergence because I believe they are leading indicators. I'm also a frequent contributor to Stocks and Commodities Magazine, Traders World, and Top Shelf Magazine. I've also been a speaker at Traders Expo, Traders World Online Expo, and the Wyckoff Volume Conference. I'm also the author of Trading Nadex Binary Options and Spreads using Candlestick Patterns, Trading Nadex Binary Options using Currencies, Trading Nadex Binary Options, Keeping It Simple Strategies, as well as the New Trader's Guide to Trading Nadex Binary Options and Spreads. All of these books can be purchased on Amazon.com. Now, today's discussion is really going to be about different types of traders, different time frames, which is better for you to trade forex or futures, and which sessions are best for you to trade. Now, there are many types of traders. There's scalpers, there's intraday traders, there's long-term traders, trend traders, and counter-trend traders. Personally, I'm more of a scalper. I want to get in, make money, and get out. An intraday trader, typically they want to be in for the duration of the move within the day, whereas long-term traders are going to trade the big swings, or that's what they're trying to trade. You also have trend traders that they look at the overall market direction and then they pick a point of entry. And then you have also counter trend traders that wait for markets, for example, to be overbought or oversold before they enter. Now, some of these, like myself, I'll do both trend trading and counter trend trading. Now, some of the things that you need to think about when you're saying, okay, what kind of trader am I? Is what are your personality traits? Are you a quick thinker? Does it take you more time to analyze a chart? How well do you focus for long periods of time? Do you get easily distracted? Are you a new trader? Because a new trader typically does take longer to analyze their charts. Are you an experienced trader? Some experienced traders like myself, we go down to the lower time frames because we're very quick in our analysis. And there are some experienced traders that will not trade an intraday chart. They're very happy just trading a longer term chart. And how well do you take a loss? A lot of people, especially new traders, when they come into trading, they want, more wins than losses. And that's not what always occurs. One of the presentations that I did, I showed two different hypothetical strategies. And I said, okay, which one would you want to trade? And I didn't show dollar amounts. I just showed the winning percentages. And one was like 65%. One was like 33%. Of course, everybody chose the 65%. And that was the one that lost money, okay? But they chose that because we have this belief that the higher the percentage is, the more you make. Well, that's not necessarily true. So that's one of the psychological issues that most traders need to overcome. Okay, what about your time frames? You know, to me, a chart is a chart. The only difference is a 60-minute chart is going to be what I would consider smoother than what a 15-minute chart would be. A 15-minute chart is closer to the market. That means there's more noise. And you can kind of see that here. You know, you can see that this was a nice up move, a retracement, a nice up move, a retracement, and a nice up move. And down here, it just looks like it's all over the place. Okay, that's because you're closer to the market here than you are here. So the longer term time frames will typically be smoother. Okay. Now, there are standard time frames that, you know, experienced traders use. They would be considered like a 5, a 15, a 30, a 60, a 120, a 240, a 360, a daily, a weekly, depending on what type of trader you are. If you're an intraday trader, you're probably going to be using, let's say, a 60-minute, a 30-minute, and a 15-minute. If you're a scalper like me, I'm using a 5-minute. If I'm an intraday, but I want to stay with it for the duration of the day and I'm trading forex, then I might be using the 140 and the 240. And my entry chart would be a 60-minute. Okay. If I'm looking to trade weekly, I might be using a daily chart for my entry. And of course, then you have your weekly chart. Again, just depends. How long do you really want to be in the market? Okay, that's the biggest question. Now, you have two major markets that I focus on. One is forex and one is futures. And forex is like where my passion is. And the reason is open 23 hours a day from 6 p.m. to 5 p.m. the next day. Okay. You do have to be aware of world news and reports and that it moves in pips, not points. Okay. One reason I like Forex is, you know, I don't have to be available during the U.S. session. Okay. I can trade London. I can trade Asia. You know, I can pretty much make my own schedule. This week is Thanksgiving and I've been cooking all week. So, you know, I get up at 3 o'clock, I trade a little bit of London, and then I go cook in preparation for Thanksgiving. In other words, I don't plan my schedule according to when the market opens. I plan to trade when I'm available, okay? With futures, you're more limited because the U.S. session does not start until 9:30 in the morning, and it closes at 4 p.m. Now, you don't have as much time to trade during that period. You do have to look out for the U.S. news and market reports. And the futures do not move in pips. It moves either in ticks, which is one increment in price, or it moves in points. So really it kind of comes down to when is it that you want to trade. With me, I just wanted the ability to trade when I wanted to trade, which is why I like Forex more so than the futures. Now, the U.S. session begins at 9:30 for futures, but for Forex, it begins at 8 o'clock. That's the opening of the cash session. You also have the London session. It begins at 3 a.m. New York time. And you also have Asia, which begins, because we have set our clocks back, it now begins at 7 p.m. New York time. So, you know, it's just which of these sessions is more comfortable for you to trade. Now, how do you decide? Well, it's really about you. You know, when are you at your best? I'm a morning person, okay? I have been getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for the last 30 years, okay? And that's when I'm at my best. By afternoon, I'm sort of dragging. By evening, I'm going to bed usually 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But that's not the typical schedule for a lot of people. So look at yourself and say, okay, If I could choose any part of the day, when am I at my best? I mean, everything just makes sense to me. I see everything perfectly. When is it? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Or is it evening? And kind of design your trading plan around that time. Also, what is your personality type? And for me, this was a big one because I have ADD, and it is very easy for me to lose focus. I don't do a lot of long-term trading for that reason. I will literally enter a trade and forget I'm in the trade because I've already popped off on 30 different things. So you have to look at your personality type. Are you slow and methodical? Well, you might want to go into the longer term trade or intraday trading. Whereas, you know, if you put me on a 60-minute chart, I'm climbing the walls because I just don't know what to do for 60 minutes while I'm waiting on my trade to progress. Also, how quickly do you process information? And this will change, okay? For example, if you're learning something new, it is going to take you a little bit longer to process that information than, for example, if I look at a chart, I can instantly see divergence. It just kind of stands out at me. The double tops, double bottoms, they just jump right out the screen at me, okay? Because I've been doing it for so long. So that's something that you have to allocate for. Sometimes I do recommend that you look at the lower time frames to kind of push yourself to analyze the charts faster. And also, are you male or are you female? Because there's a difference in the way that male traders trade versus a female trader. Females tend to look at risk more, whereas males are more, you know, it's almost like they're confrontational. It doesn't bother them. So, you know, they're willing to add that extra risk because they know in the long run, you know, they're going to make money. Difference between a male and a female. Now, for those of you that would like to view my website, it's www.tradershelpdesk.com. And if you have any questions, you can also email me at gm@tradershelpdesk.com. Does anyone have any questions today? I do appreciate you joining me the day before Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And again, if you do have any questions, just shoot me an email and I'll be happy to respond.